Hey, it's Greg. I just wanted to introduce real quick to you the Actively Learn website. By no means is this intended to be a full walkthrough tutorial. Just wanted to take a minute or two and introduce this site. What this site does is allow you, the teacher, to download from Google Docs, from the web, your own PDFs on H drive or your hard drive, documents that you normally have students read, but you can annotate them, you can add notes, you can embed questions. The great thing about this site is it's free, at least for 3 downloads a month, but it does offer unlimited students. There are other paid subscriptions, but even free is great for 3 documents a month. So let me show you real quick how it works. Go in and create an account. I use my Google account. I can just log in with Google. Immediately brings me to my workspace. My workspace is the place where I do all my downloading. I can go to add my own content from the web, from a Google Doc. I have created a Google Doc already in my US history class, which I made just by clicking on class here. Much of my editing will be done in Workspace, so I can go to my Bacon's Rebellion reading and I can begin to edit. And I can do simple things. Leave a note for students. I can embed a video here that takes them to a national park video. And in this document, I can, for instance, click on this year. And I can add a note for students using selecting categories. We can look at events. And I can type in something like, what other events happen this year? Just to spur some simple recall. Now when a student looks at this, they can click on this note and leave their comments, and others can respond to them, or me, the teacher, can respond to them. I've embedded some questions here. I can even send students out to other websites. I can leave another note. I know that students have a lot of questions about how Bacon may have died in his rebellion. I can click on here, insert link. I've already made a link that takes students to other famous people who've died of dysentery. I can go here, and my students are going to need some help, maybe defining. The student can click on this and define the word. It doesn't find any, so I could maybe add a note to a Google link or a link on the web to the Doge Indian. What if I got to a word here? I don't want my students to know about what a colonist is. I don't even want them to see this awful offensive word. I can go to whiteout. Shows an eraser. The student just knows that there's no word there. As a teacher, I go back in and realize, okay, colonist is not a bad word. I want them to see it. But I want to ask them a question about a colonist. And I can make this a multiple choice. I can make it a poll that students take while reading, or I can make it a short answer. I can add a standard. Let's say I want an author's purpose. Why would the author use this term? Oops. Now the student would have to answer this before being able to scroll forward. I've added a link here to another web that helps my students identify what the navigation acts are. So I can add questions, I can add notes, I can add discussions, I can add a question at the end, which I did here. What does this all amount to? Students now are able to differentiate their learning based on their reading. If they have trouble, they themselves, while reading, can highlight, and they can red flag something, which notifies me as the teacher that, hey, this student's having some problems. I can click on this assignment using with students in the past and notify that, hey, this student right here did not understand a comment. So I can click on that. It'll take me to their comment, and they said, explain the context of this word. So I can enter, try this idea, and go on and explain, hit reply, and now I've responded to this student directly. So now I'm working with this student as they're reading, supporting what they need. It's an awesome website. If you're interested in more, let's talk about it. But for now, introduce the site Actively Learn. It really, really is a powerful tool. And by the way, I can simply post this reading out of my classes site by hitting post URL. I'm going to click this. I'm going to hit next. I'm going to copy this and send it to students through my classroom, through an email, through Twitter, whatever it is you use to disseminate information to students. And another thing, in classes, I want students to join my U.S. history class. Well, I can go to roster, I can click on invite students, I can send this tag out to them, and for the year they'll use this user code. Awesome website, check it out, hope you enjoy it.